Hello, this is the first video of our future series of videos focusing on new features and recent updates to academic technologies at Case Western Reserve University. Our goal is to quickly bring you up to date with changes that you may not have noticed, or new things you may wish to use as you interact with technologies such as Canvas, Echo 360, Google, and Zoom. With that, let's get started taking a look at updates from late spring and summer 2021. Starting with Canvas, you'll now notice several changes to assignments and grading. First, there's an entirely new assignment type, Annotated Assignments. Annotated assignments allow instructors to upload a file for students to annotate using Canvas's markup tools, which is then submitted for grading to the instructor. Speaking of grading, the Speedgrader comment library is here. You can save your frequently used comments and quickly apply them to submissions when grading in Speedgrader. Also new in Speedgrader is the ability to ask individual students for resubmissions. You can assign a new due date to an individual and request them to redo their submission. Finally, your students will notice a change in the assignment interface. The new student assignment enhancements more clearly display assignment information, including a progress tracker, a big button to view instructor feedback, and an improved workflow for submitting work. There have also been some smaller changes in Canvas, such as the ability to view recent release notes under the Help button. A new integration has also been added, Jove, which can be added as an external tool to modules or elsewhere in your Canvas course. See the description of this video for additional resources for using these new tools. Next up is Echo 360. You'll notice the new Echo 360 player in more locations, including videos added to Canvas's rich content editor. This new player will eventually replace the current player and offers a more accessible and standardized experience when watching Echo 360 videos. Instructors can now see a heat map of media views, which helps show hotspots that are rewatched most frequently. Within an Echo 360 course section, instructors and co-instructors can now always download course media, regardless of who owns the media. Finally, Echo 360 has updated their universal capture software to intelligently adjust the frame rate of the capture to help improve performance on older or more limited computers. Moving on to Google Workspace updates, make sure you check out the new checklists feature available in Google Docs. Use a checklist to assign tasks and monitor progress with interactive checkboxes. In Google Slides, you'll notice that Slide Master has been renamed to Theme Builder. In your inbox, messages from users outside the Case Western Reserve University organization will be labeled with an external label, so you can easily locate messages received from outside sources. A handy change that's now available in Google Calendar is the ability to indicate if you will be attending an event virtually or in a physical meeting room, which helps meeting organizers plan for their event. Finally, if you use Google Sites, make sure you have migrated any existing Google Sites to the new Google Sites by September 1st. Next, let's talk about updates to Zoom. Looking at your account settings, you can now set your preferred pronouns and how they will appear when you are in a Zoom meeting. Looking at the meeting list, recurring meetings with no set time will now appear at the end of the upcoming meetings list. In the meeting room, the full emoji suite is now available to use as reactions. You'll also find it handy that those reactions with a background color are sticky, so they won't disappear after a few seconds and must be unselected before they disappear. When sharing your screen, you can now use the Vanishing Pen Annotation tool to draw temporary attention to items on your screen. There's also a new layout option for videos, Immersive View, which allows you to place participants in a virtual scene within the meeting. Breakout Rooms in Zoom have also seen a bunch of improvements. Breakout Rooms are now enabled in meetings by default. Once in a breakout, hosts can now share their screen to all breakout rooms, which is a handy way to share central resources. In addition, breakout rooms now allow for self-selection, so participants can move between breakout rooms at their discretion. Finally, a new minimum version of Zoom is required to access CWRU Zoom meetings. As of August 9th, you will be prompted to update the Zoom client software before you can join Zoom meetings using your CWRU account. Updating takes just a few minutes, so please apply the update when prompted to do so. That's a lot of changes that have happened to our academic technologies, and more changes are always underway. Check out the video description for additional resources for these changes. For the most recent updates, you can always check the UTech Service Desk website at help.case.edu. For any questions or concerns, please contact the UTech Service Desk at 216-368-HELP, help.case.edu, or help@case.edu. Thanks for watching!